What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're going to be discussing a movie, a Netflix movie called Missing. Now, Missing is a mystery thriller movie that stars Storm Reed and Nia Long as her mother, and lots of other great characters and actors. But shout out to Storm Reed because a lot of y'all, I'm kind of getting more familiarized with her work recently, but a lot of y'all probably know her as she's in Euphoria. She is Rue's younger sister, Zendaya's character's little sister. In the Suicide Squad movie, she was Idris Elba's daughter. And more recently, in the Last of Us TV show, she was Riley. So Storm Reed here as a character named June Allen. Now, the basic setup for this movie is that it is basically, as the title suggests, missing because it basically follows June's mother going missing and how she's able to basically use technology in her efforts to try to track down and figure out what happened to her mother. Now, what I'll say for this discussion is that up front, I'll give just general spoiler-free thoughts. But of course, if I do decide to go into spoilers a little bit later, I will let y'all know, and I will have timestamps in the description below for when I do, hard spoilers. But for now, just gonna be just a general overview and discussion of the movie and my thoughts on it. So, for those of y'all that might be new here who do not know, a couple of things about me. I work in IT. I've been in the IT field professionally for a little over a decade now, which is super weird to say that I've been dealing with technology in a professional sense for about 10 years or so at this point. And of course, obviously, because this channel I'm on, podcast, etc., is called Dad Needs to Talk. So obviously, I have 5 kids, so 3 sons and twin girls. So this movie really hit me in a couple different ways, both as a parent and also as somebody who works within technology and stuff as well. And one thing about this movie that I feel like is both a great but also kind of like a horrifying reminder of the power of technology, because the way that the movie was shot, so majority of the movie is kind of shot from the perspective of Storm's character basically in front of her webcam for a good chunk of the movie, just because she spends a lot of time at her computer doing everything, of course, social media to chatting with her friends, to where her house has a ring light on it, so every time there's activity outside, she's getting notifications on the screen. So it was just very fascinating, like I said, just stuff that we all kind of deal with and work with in our day-to-day lives, kind of laid out in the format that it was laid out in. But like I said, it was just kind of just like a stark reminder of like how everything we do is connected and can potentially be tracked and traced, and all these different things of our personal data, locations, places we've been to, yada yada yada, can be used for both good as well as bad. Because there were some examples in this movie that kind of showed if somebody is savvy enough to where they can track down information, or they can discover a lot with very little information, and especially when it comes to dealing with family or close friends that you know really well, sometimes it might be pretty easy to try to, guess what their passwords are to get into their email or different social media accounts, or, people's habits and stuff, whether it be like places that they frequent, and all of that stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, like I said, this was just very fascinating. Just watching the evolution of this character and this roller coaster from, her kind of having this kind of weird standoffish relationship with her mother, for some reasons that you kind of learn over the course of the movie and stuff. But and as a parent myself, and of course somebody who once was a child and teen and stuff, whatever, because I think she's 18 in the movie, or she just turns 18 like towards the beginning of the movie. But just kind of just that reminder of sometimes you don't know the full story on both sides of the equation, but sometimes we fail to realize how harsh we might be towards a person who really does have our best interest in mind, and that sometimes we might not always know or be aware of the true realities of our life and sometimes family situations and stuff, because you think you might know somebody regardless of if they're your parent, your sibling, your child, but you might not always be able to, not even a might not, I feel like for most of the part you are never really going to know 100% of what a person is thinking, going through, whatever. You might get close, you might get a pretty high percentage, but there might still be some pieces that are missing, that either they don't feel comfortable sharing with you, or something that they might be ashamed to share with you, and things of that nature. So, but yeah, and this movie just constantly had twists and turns and reveals, and like I said, just along the way, just kind of reminding you of, like, hey, use your resources, because that is something, I have my moments where I've, try to do good at that, because back in college, my friends called me, I was kind of like the researcher of the group, because anytime somebody was talking about something or whatever that I didn't know about, or that somebody was like, wait, what is that? I'll be over in the corner on my phone, Googling it, researching it, looking it up and stuff like that, and trying to put the pieces together and be like, oh, okay, hey, here's the answer, or hey, here's how we do this, here's how we do that. Just because with the power of technology nowadays and how connected we are, like I said, all you need is a few breadcrumbs to eventually lead you to the whole pie, so to speak. But yeah, but overall, like I said, this was a really dope watch. Like I said, something that I highly recommend. Like I said, especially if you're into kind of mystery thriller movies and stuff. And like I said, just wanted to kind of get that little reminder of the power of these devices, this technology that we have in our pockets, that we're constantly sitting in front of at all times and stuff. So, but yeah, so Missing, highly recommended. Go check it out. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It's not that long. It was a little under 2 hours, so not too bad. But yeah, and so with that, I am now going to transition to speaking on a couple of specific spoiler points throughout the movie. So of course, if you haven't watched the movie yet, go check it out and then come back to finish hearing the rest of this discussion. So like I said, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. You're still here? All right. So, man, they really took us on a freaking roller coaster with this movie, with the setup at the beginning of, showing the footage, the kind of like family video of her and her father when she was really young, and then her father having the bloody nose, so it kind of makes you think or lead you to believe like, oh, he was sick or something, whatever, and then oh, he possibly died from an illness or whatever, yada yada yada. Like I said, for that to come back full circle towards the end, and you find out like, no, he actually wasn't dead. He was just a very abusive father and husband. Well, maybe not necessarily father abusive to her when she was really tiny, but to the mother, he was on drugs and all this stuff, whatever, stealing and some other stuff, and that basically the mother basically got him put in jail and went through the whole government thing of having her name and stuff legally changed, basically erasing everything of her past, moving away, all that stuff. But in between those two bookend points of the movie, just watching how, like I said, her going through this storm, going through this cycle of depression because it was close to Father's Day, which I guess was kind of close to her birthday and stuff as well. But Father's Day, her mom is out of the country on this trip, and so she is just partying up, drinking, having everybody all over at the house, whatever. And then the sad reality hits of, oh, okay, it's Monday. I'm supposed to be going to pick up my mom and her boyfriend or whatever from the airport. So let me go there, whatever. And so she's there for hours. They never show up. And then, throughout the trip, there was like small hints, or the boyfriend, Kevin, was sending her like videos or like pictures and all this stuff, whatever, of like, hey, me and your mama here, hanging out, yada yada yada. And then, like I said, for us to discover later on, it was like, nah, the mom actually, that wasn't the mom. It's kind of like a lookalike that he hired. And just seeing like her using TaskRabbit at the beginning, because I like how certain applications, whatever, kind of came back in other ways throughout the movie, like her using TaskRabbit to hire somebody to clean the house while she was going to pick up her mom there from the airport, and then her using or trying to figure out what the TaskRabbit equivalent was, and I believe was it I think it was Colombia is where they were at. Okay, yeah, Colombia. And finding that out, then she meets this guy named Javi, and seeing their relationship and kind of back and forth build over the course of this movie. With her hiring him to try to go to the hotel that that they supposedly was at, and all that stuff was just like very dope to see her using those different applications and stuff in these different ways to kind of basically going outside of the law, because the legal process of getting in touch with the police, then eventually the FBI, and then them having to work with the Colombian embassy because they're that's a different jurisdiction out of the country and all that stuff. But because there's a time frame of like, hey, the hotel security footage gets wiped every 48 hours, or gets it only lasts for 48 hours before it gets recorded over. And just seeing her, like I said, like doing everything she felt like or thought that she should to try to help speed up the process to getting into Kevin's emails, and then eventually towards the end of the movie getting into her mom's emails and all their dating application things and yada yada yada. All that stuff was like just like so fascinating to watch play out, to how they kind of gave the misdirection with the lawyer lady who was also a close friend of the mom, with making it seem like her and the dad and the boyfriend or whatever were in cahoots, and maybe they had a secret thing going on, only for us to later find out that it's like, no, she was actually being blackmailed. In order to keep her safe, she had to kind of like work with them on different stuff. But then unfortunately, she ends up getting killed when Storm or June starts getting too close to the truth and stuff. And then of course, like I said, like towards like the end, like the big reveal of like, oh, the dad is actually not dead, but the crazy coincidence of him showing up right when she discovers that there's a login for a security camera setup at some house, which ended up being the house that she grew up at, which, because of the family photo that she had on her background of her computer, kind of helped her piece together all those missing things, whatever. And yeah, man, it was just so dope. Even just seeing how she used that website, which I guess isn't real because I try to go to the etourist.live or whatever. But yeah, as she tried to go to, or using that to basically see live footage from all these different tourist locations, to how she used that to find footage of seemingly what she thought was her mom and the boyfriend at the like little like Lovelock Bridge, and them getting abducted, quote unquote, and all this stuff, whatever, was just like super crazy to see. And then of course, seeing how at the end she used the combination of her smartwatch and then using the combination of Siri to basically, place a emergency phone call and stuff, whatever, through the camera that had been like placed around the house to keep track of stuff, whatever. She basically used that against him or whatever. And shout out to Nia Long, the mom, for doing everything she can to protect her baby. And I was so glad that she survived, because I was like, man, things are looking a little grim, and because I was like, please, I don't want this lawyer lady to get killed in the chaos of everything, and then also the mom to end up getting killed. Of course, she got shot and hurt really bad, but like I said, thanks to the power of technology and her being able to use the voice commands to activate her phone that was still at her house, and then got the police and SWAT teams and stuff out there to help. And then the funny thing of how they revealed at the end that they turned it into a documentary series of is that even a real show? What was it called? Unfiltered TV. I don't think that's a real show. But anywho, they basically turned their story into a Netflix documentary thing, whatever. So it's kind of fun just seeing all that come back around. But like I said, like how they how it all just like seamlessly just transitioned from her, the police and stuff coming in, and then when the girl turned around, and then it's like, wait, who is this girl? And then the screen pauses, is minimizes. It's like she's watching something on Netflix and getting a video call from her mom. Some time has passed and all this stuff. So, but yeah, but all in all, man, like I said, this was a very gripping movie. Like I said, I was pretty much stuck to my screen the whole time, just trying to figure out, like, man, what is going on? And like I said, just like every time it's like, okay, maybe I'm supposed to piece it together, and then it's like, nope, swerve, nope, swerve, nope, swerve again. It was like, yo, y'all are really keeping me guessing, which I like I said, especially in a mystery thriller type of movie or show. I love just something that's going to keep your attention and keep you going the whole way through. So, but with that being said, I think I'm going to cut this off here. Thank y'all so much for watching and or listening. As always, you can find me everywhere at Dad Needs to Talk. So make sure to let me know, hey, how did you feel about this movie? First of all, if you listened to this far, did you check out the movie? And if you did, let me know. Either if you're watching the YouTube version, let me know in the comments below of this, or hey, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. Like I said, I'm at Dad Needs to Talk everywhere, where it's all about conversations of fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV, movies, and video games. And so, with that, I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your day and week, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.